Keith Vaz, why do you think you won the award?
I've no idea. This is something that came as a complete surprise to me. I'm very humbled, very grateful. It isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award because I'm not leaving Parliament. I hope this isn't a hint that I should, but it's very nice to have and I'm very grateful.
And what is the work that you do within the community that you particularly feel reflects minorities and the way you've been able to help minorities?
Well, my seat has changed over the last 27 years. It was a seat that had an ethnic minority population of about 15 to 20%. It is now 60% ethnic minority, which makes
the bulk of your work.
It is. It's a lot of work, but it's extremely enjoyable. I love Leicester. I love the charisma of having different people, different languages, different ambitions and aspirations, but also set within the values of a quiet, low-key Midland city. We are the 12th biggest city in the whole of England, but sometimes you don't realise it because Leicester doesn't create much noise, and it's good to be able to be there, and it's good to be able to be part of this great city, and I'm very grateful.
To what extent do you feel that you can show the way to a lot of other MPs that might not be as embracing of ethnic minorities and minority groups in their constituencies?
Well, I think all MPs, and I'm in a building here that has some very hard-working people, do everything they can for their constituents. I have not come across anybody who thinks this is an easy ride. They all work very, very hard, some of them exceptionally hard, in order to raise local issues on a national platform, which is what Parliament is all about. The mission that I have is to stand in the shoes of people who are constituents of mine. What if somebody else was in my place? How would they be able to deal with it? I think that's the essential part of the work that we do.
Do you think it is really, really tough for small minority groups in particular to get their voices heard, or is it becoming easier?
It is very tough for them, but they do tend to organise very effectively. 27 years ago, there was practically no Somali community in Leicester. It's now grown, it's established its own shopping areas, its own identity, its own place at the table of power. The same applies to the Tamil community, which wasn't really there when I was selected and elected as MP for Leicester East. But they now have a voice which they want to make sure that people listen to. So there have been huge changes. I think at the end of the day, what is special is this country. I think we live in the greatest country in the world. I say this as a first-generation immigrant. It's so tolerant of different people and different faiths, and that's why people can progress here.
Given that you have so many minority groups in your community of one kind or another, is there any advice that you would give to your colleagues in Parliament about what their approach ought to be to dealing with often quite strong issues that might come up?
That you have to treat them with respect. You might not understand the issues because they possibly come from a different culture or background, but understand them. But be very clear that they do not undermine the fundamental rights and values that we hold so dear in this building, especially as we are on the eve of the celebration of Magna Carta. There are rights and responsibilities on citizens which no culture is, in my view, able to override. And I hope very much that people understand that.
So do you think that MPs play a catalytic role in maybe bringing together what can be a clash of two or more cultures?
I think they have a very crucial role to play in making sure cultures and different peoples work together, and that they represent the whole of a particular constituency. And I think all but very few of my colleagues do exactly that.
Keith Vaz, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.